Stay Green, best out of 5 series. This is the 1 versus 4 seed matchup here in the HoN Tour Grand Finals. Obviously, no matter what, both teams will be playing tomorrow as well. It's just a matter of whether you're playing for really a $4,000 difference for the third place match, or ultimately a $16,000 difference for that first place match.
Rally
Pebbles
Master of
Bubbles, the follow-up. Yeah, that opens them up for Master of Arms, and that's a dangerous combo, man. There you go.
Oh, and with the Zephyr, tons of defensive potential.
Yeah. Ouch. Are you still leaning towards that Emerald Warden pick with that lineup they have there?
Trying to take it in.
Yeah. To me, I don't know any more about that. I'm thinking, honestly, something like even a support Puppet Master could be maybe interesting here. Just for the lineup,
well,
I don't know.
You think a support Puppet over support Master given the pool? I mean, I wouldn't really. I mean, maybe.
Point, yeah.
I
just a Slicks playing Master of Arms, I guess. But you're right. Yeah.
Still, I don't know, I'm just going with my instinct on that one. I'm just going with my instinct.
We'll see. We'll see what Kyle against Swinnemelons thinks. You know, they're a team that likes to go with one another, but Swinnemelons in the end, makes that decision. Keeper of the Force is going to be the first pick again. Not surprised there. Really, it's just a matter of what the next pick is going to be. But also, what is Lions going to do here? You got to think maybe at least a Tempest, but what's that curveball going to be here?
Self-Force.
Yeah. It seems like it'd be pretty good here, man. I would love to see the Self-Force.
Self-Force. They have a Self-Force against a Zephyr.
Ah,
really?
Puppet Master.
All right. Well, I really did expect the Self-Force to come out. Given the Zephyr pick, given the hero, but yeah, just not going to see it in the eye. I was so confident because I expected something crazy, and I was trying to guess what hero they might run yesterday. Like, is it Puppet? And they didn't say anything. They're like, oh, maybe.
No,
part of me, I've seen Puppet though. I have not seen Self-Force. The hype part of me wanted to see it. Not going to. And at this point, we. I don't even. Yeah, there's okay. At least I was right on that one, but
yeah, you got that.
So
Your
Lions,
instinct was right there.
I thought they were. Okay, but
hey, we get some curveballs, man. We get some heroes.
The Puppet is extremely deadly, and let me actually tell you one more reason they picked Puppet. And it's actually really, really, really smart.
Yeah.
And in hindsight, looking at the lineup, what does Puppet Master offer?
An Immobilize.
One of the best immobilizes in the game, Breaky. Almost 5 seconds of binding there coming out from the Puppeteer's hold. And, well, absolutely massive here against a hero like Rally, which if he wants to save a teammate, he cannot push an immobilized target. So having that 5-second hold, huge. Not to mention they can follow it up with the Puppet Show up to 8.75 seconds to disable on their initiated target.
Yeah, very good point. Very good point. It looks like the server... Dang, everyone's just like, disconnect. Everyone mass disconnect. So something
obviously. But the thing, okay, going back, the thing was, here's another thing, though. I was expecting something crazy, but am I wrong? Didn't Swindlemelons lock the Puppet Master?
Yeah, well, that's what I was going to bring up. Yes, Swindlemelons locked the Puppet Master, so it's kind of going off your logic there. It's like, wait a second.
It goes to show you they're thinking on their feet.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, hey, maybe we were planning on maybe picking Self-Force here, throwing things up. You guys locked Puppet. It was kind of a filler lock or trying to give ourselves options. But, yeah, they actually wanted to draft it in the end. And, well, I'm really curious to see how it's going to turn out. There's still a lot of defensive potential. The hold should be great. The ultimate does allow for a ton of burst here on the Puppet Master, combined with other heroes like Pebbles and the red power throw coming out from Luna. The silence as well, well placed or well timed by Bubbles, can affect a lot of the healing potential coming out from Zephyr.
Yeah. Okay, I want to see that stuff for us, but I am excited to see Puppet Master at the same time. This is a hero that has his competitive history when it comes to the HoN competitive scene. I mean, there's obviously a little more old school even, but back with him in like the Soul Stealer days and whatnot, where those were the go-to carries, and the Assassin Shroud you would see on him. And hell, with that said, I wouldn't be surprised if an Assassin Shroud is a possibility here for him.
Another cool thing I'm looking at, Emerald Warden, once she gets level 11, she gets, I'm not sure what it's actually called, but she gets the Forest Touch, the healing ability. Gives her the extra attack speed, move speed, and the heal at level 11, combined with the Master's Call. That's a lot of tankiness that you might not really be perceptive to at the start.
Very true, very true. Yeah, again, that's Emerald Warden pick over here. For Stay Green, obviously also a pick that we definitely have to keep our eye on and see how it progresses throughout. So, just like last game, Stay Green kind of moving together as a team. Oh, what's that?
No, this is really important to point out. Shout out to the forums. Look who's playing the Emerald Warden here. They were talking about Emerald Warden support. We actually talked about it on stream a little bit, and I was like, it's actually not that bad. Even Trowel ended up posting it, and he's like, I know you guys are trash talking, competitive players and whatnot. He's like, it's actually not that bad.
Huh.
The SEA region used to run into a lot, and it's actually Z-Freak playing the Warden in this game, in that supportive role. you know, I was thinking about it a little bit when we talked about the Master of Arms, expecting to see him on support, maybe given the Emerald Warden and the Puppet Master were available as carries, but you know, just because I thought it was a little bit too out there to see it. I'm not against it though. I'm honestly not against it. He's using the level up traps at level 1. Going to try to go disrupt the jungle here.
Yeah, it looks like yeah, this server might be having some issues here. So
ooh, that would be.
We'll see. We'll see
if they remake it.
I mean, obviously, it's so early on. A remake here isn't necessarily the worst.
Yeah, I know.
Ever,
it's just, well, other factors come into play.
Play HoN. Gotta like that.
Not here, Krupson. We're not here to play HoN. No.
Of course not. Of course not. But yeah, that's right. I mean, I saw it initially swapped to Slicks. So I just didn't think much of it. I was like, okay, it's gonna be on Slicks. You know, that's gonna be okay, whatever. But no, it sure enough is on Z-Freak.
Talking so much about the lineups.
Yeah, just
yeah. No, I love it honestly.
Yeah,
I'm all for new strategies coming into play, and well, just like the Moon Queen. I mean, I don't think this is a breakout like how we saw people were posting like, why don't you guys use Moon Queen in competitive? The hero's really good, and everyone's like, no, you can't use the Moon Queen.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter that she's massively overpowered. Can't use her, she's bad. In a case like this, the guy did make that thread saying, hey, support Emerald Warden, what do you guys think? And well, just going to show you, even the perceived best team in Heroes of North right now, Stay Green, is not above trying out new and cool strategies.
Yeah, it is something to see this from a team like Stay Green. If anything, that's the most criticism that they get. It's, you know, a lot of the fan base, in a sense, you can call them quote unquote haters, whatever, where it's all they do is run the same strategies every game, and they win every game. But
I don't know. I mean, if that
obviously
is a criticism,
yeah,
no. They tend to team fight a lot and go for the push. I think that's more of the criticism.
Yeah.
As far as strategies go, they've been keeping it.
True.
They've been keeping it varied, I'd say.
That's true. Once again, right here. So you talked about this. Look at that overgrowth. He's going to use it on some camps right here, and that's gonna definitely affect things a little bit, especially for this Tempest. Of course, he's back at base currently, but going to go into the jungle.
In combination with the ward place down there by Z-Freak as well in the medium camp, Tempest is gonna.
Where are the creeps?
No, I'm sure they've actually scouted out the most effective places to place these overgrowths.
Yeah,
well.
I mean, look at that. He obviously can't see it in the uphill right there. Okay, it did spawn, though.
Oh, it didn't actually block it. That's got to be a little bit of a misplay. And
yeah.
Oh, that's.
I would assume that was the intention there.
Of course, of course.
Interesting.
And he's actually killing outside the zone here. So, yeah, that could have had a huge impact here on Hunskin. But, well, got to live with it at this point.
Yeah,
Aluna is going to maybe try to. Well, what is actually Aluna doing? Just switching over to the top here, going to help out, boxing out the, or no, she's going to help find the traps. Duh. Okay. And you know she has that power throw. She can clear the trees and make it a lot easier for Tempest to actually get through and be effective in that.
How about? Sorry.
Well, no. The other thing about the traps is they might actually think it's a trap blocking this.
Yeah,
so
they don't think it's a ward.
Yeah, look at it. And now they're wasting so much time here on this camp. Resource control to a T.
Yeah.
One thing I wanted to point out about this game is that, well,
Keeper suicide.
Well, no, it's the Chessie on Zephyr.
Yeah.
And a Master. Okay, my mind is actually
I know.
I'd actually take a step back and look at this
support,
lineup.
Yeah.
And for everything it was, my mind is absolutely blown right now looking at it. I just was sort of looking at it. I was like, oh, they have a keeper jungling. I was actually totally out of my mind. Taking a step back at this game. Holy crap.
Yeah. Well, what a SG. They're just all over the place this game. From the heroes to who's played what. I mean, now, Chessie, of course, a great Zephyr player. You could argue one of the, if not the best Zephyr player out there. I mean, this guy's known for playing Zephyr, so maybe not that's not as intense, but I mean, you got your secondary supports with ML. It's not a role you usually see him playing. And then the Suicide Keeper, not strange by any means, but, you know, they don't have a jungle, so they're just choosing to go the Suicide Keeper instead and kind of go the 2-2-1 setup here. So.
Yeah, well, maybe that's a testament to just how predictable I feel maybe laning has become for a lot of these teams. Yeah, I saw these heroes. It's like, oh, yeah, it's going to be another game. And then I was like, wait a second. Yeah. That's totally crazy. And leave it for the grand finals to show a surprise like this.
Yeah, right. And again, this is just well, obviously we're game number 2 here, but still plenty more to both come on today, as far as obviously leading into the third place match in the grand finals even tomorrow. So we do have, as far as, let's take a closer look now. We're coming up to the 3-minute mark here, so we start breaking down how the lanes are looking early on for either one of these sides. Middle matchup, Pebbles Aluna versus this Rally Emerald Warden. Right now, it is a 13-1 Rally against a 12-3 Pebbles. And you got to remember, too, I mean, Aluna was in the hero and jungle a little bit trying to help out Tempest, so it kind of was a 2 versus 1 for a while.
You see what they just did there, too? They used the courier to give vision of the large camp there in the middle of the Legion jungle while pulling the medium camp, so he was able to actually get the Master of Arms able to stack both camps there.
Oh, wow.
Zephyr, with his free farm, is going to be able to go clear them up when the opportunity is sound.
Yeah, doing a good job of that. You see Puppet Master applying a little bit of pressure to keep her at the top lane, going to force him to use that Nature's Veil.
He's really smashing this. Oh, okay.
Look at that. Puppet Show going out, and yeah.
Low on mana now, though, so it buys time for Keeper of the Forest, who does still have a health potion and Blightstone just to regen up and maintain his lane presence.
He's chosen to go the level 1 Whiplash. He's leveling up the Puppet Show currently.
Right.
You talked about the Immobilize that he has, of course, with the Puppeteer's Hold, but of course, Puppet Show as well, a very good CC tool. It's a hero that a couple of crowd control abilities and a good amount of burst damage with that Whiplash at the same time. That's what I talked about earlier, the possibility of maybe something like an Assassin Shroud. I know synergizes very well on him, if you use it appropriately. So, going to be interesting to see what route Flensmeister does go here in the end, but obviously still very early on, so we'll have to wait a little bit. I mean, do you have a preference yourself?
In regards to
the Puppet Master's first item, really?
I usually see the Whispering help for farm. Still, Bubbles has got to get out of here right now on the bottom lane. A little bit of harass being applied, but not that big of a deal. I want to point out that he is gathering experience. Zephyr, with those Cyclones, is pushing up the lane quite a bit. And, well, that's a good news for the Lion squad, who might have otherwise been suffering for a little bit on farm, given the harassment they applied with the traps and the ward on Hanskin in the jungle. Still, they're doing a great job. They are out farming them. Yet to actually, we're talking about the Sacred lineup, how cool it is, something unique. We've yet to see it being tried and true, though. They do have to win this game for it to be proven effective.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see how that plays out again. Obviously, now approaching that 5-minute mark, so plenty of game left, no doubt. You talked about this, the stacking going on by Master of Arms, setting up for Zephyr to eventually go there. And you look at right there, he's going to clear out one triple stack, going to go to the double stack over here. Clear that one out most likely. I know going back to the lane actually for now, but his goal per minute, I wouldn't be surprised, is at the top. Yes, it is. 362 goal per minute. He is leading the way, especially after that clear right there. You talked about Bubbles is at least getting some levels, so that's the good news here for Lion Esports Club. But Jesse is off to that fantastic start. The Helm of the Black Legion, there you go. B-Star just purchased right there. It's going to be delivered, so.
Yeah, Zephyr being
Ooh, Emerald Warden going down there. Pebbles and a Luna taking him out. Big Capel coming out from Rally, but it's not going to be enough in the end. Although he is chasing with a haste, and actually maybe it will be. Luna's running away, going to activate the health potion, and Slicks will fall back, but caught the tail end of that, catching Emerald Warden.
Yeah, a pretty squishy hero, and Pebbles of Luna speaks for itself, so yeah, I might not caught the beginning of it, but you know exactly how it played out.
Yeah. So Emerald Warden, again, obviously Raleigh was going for the Rune himself, so that's where the Lion Esports Club, they went over the circumstance, said, hey, we have a chance right here to take out Emerald Warden. Sure enough, did Bloodlust kill, so good for them. Pebbles, again, he was really 2 versus 1 to start this game, and especially now with that Bloodlust score, did he get it? Yeah, he got the assist for it, but still, obviously getting some benefit from that. 300 plus gold per minute now himself, so more good news for the Lion team. And then you got Puppet Master to an extent, kind of free farming up here at this top side. When you look at the creep farm, 37-4 currently. Up there with the best. Obviously, Zephyr quite a bit ahead, but, he is having triple stacks to work with, so that could definitely skew quite a bit. But at the same time, it is what it is. So Helm of the Black Legion actually delivered to him right there. He actually had to purchase for a while, but finally delivered. And here we go with the bottom push. I don't think we're going to be stopped this.
Really excited to see the effect of the Voodoo Puppet in a team fight and how they use it most effectively. It is an insane amount of burst if you actually do the math on it. For an ultimate, at 500 health, they take 140% incoming damage, which is dealt in magic damage with it. But yeah, I mean, the ability to burst down a single target, especially if your AoE spells hit both the hero and the puppet, is huge.
Oh, look at this bottom lane. We got a port coming in. Tower is going to fall, but at what cost right here? Tempest ultimate by the charge. Shot to cancel it immediately as Typhoon goes down. Hanskin will fall. Pebble's going to combo Master Bars right here. One Marauder attack not going to be enough for the kill. Swinamelons will live. And the power throw going to snipe him out, actually. So they will at least get a kill out of it. But if I'm Stay Green right there, I'm actually pretty happy with that end result, I would think.
Yeah, tower kill 1 for 1. It is a pure advantage. Emerald Warden getting a little bit more of an opportunity to get here to get experience in the mid lane, actually choosing to level up her traps. And I've heard a lot of people like to do this when they level up Warden, when they actually play Emerald Warden in this sort of position. Looking at heroes really punished by Mobilize, and no one really, it's not like a Monkey King or a Rally, the heroes that really get shut down by the traps, everyone in general, just the snare is great.
Okay, never mind. Sorry.
What's
Jesse,
up?
he was actually trapped right there. I thought for a second he might actually be in some trouble, but
controls.
Nah, he knows why would I doubt Jesse on Zephyr. Never can. So, yeah, he's fine. Double damage ring going to be picked up, by the way. Or bottled up, I should say, even by Pebbles right there. So he's going to try to maybe find somebody, but it doesn't look like he will. So back to the lane he goes for farming. But he talked about Emerald Warden and how at least he was able to pick up a little bit of farm right there. But he does get his boots, actually, so that's good news. He went the Wolves as well. I was kind of curious if he was going to level up that silencing shot more. But
well, you always got to get at least 1 point of those Wolves, man, to slow the scout. It would be a huge folly not to. Yeah, the silencing shot, I would expect, and I don't want to actually, I would expect it's more of a utility spell after he's done with the traps, maybe to go for the silencing shot next.
Yeah.
The Wolves are great, but you still get the minus 20% on all levels. It only scales 60 damage per level. Yeah, I'm expecting more of that route. Gawain, as well, his ultimate for sure going to come out at level 6, and I'm just curious to see how it actually pans out in a team fight. I do like the utility of him. It's just...
Yeah, it's going to be fun to see where Z-Freak goes. Again, Z-Freak, he loves to play those different support heroes. He's made that clear as well. He's a fan of, the diversity. Obviously, he comes from playing a jungle role for the longest time back in his previous teams. But now the new support for Stay Green has been that for a little bit now. And obviously, he's stepped in very well.
Master of Arms is he going to get?
Is he going to be spotted right here? Look at this. Super Kitty walks right past him. They're going to go for Rally. He has a Compel, obviously. Compel's right on top. In comes Master of Arms. Laku's put down. Still Pebbles being locked on the side. Could be canceled. There's a Stalagmite. That chuck in the air. The auto attack. The power throw. And the Shell Surf on top. Seal Kid actually getting credit for the kill. Oh, man. That was a good stand by Stay Green, but it just was too much in the end by Lions.
Yeah, way too much power coming out. And, well, if Seal Kid wasn't there, though, that would have been an entirely different situation.
Yeah.
No Luna, no kill at that point. Tempest, meanwhile, I wanted to look at him. He got harassed early on in the jungle. I shouldn't say harassed, but they attempted to block him, slow down his spawns. I want to compare him to an equivalent, like say, support hero here.
Yeah.
On the Legion team, Z-Freak level 5, Tempest level 8 at this point. So yeah, in spite of the attempted disruption, still maintaining a sound edge.
God, 436 gold per minute, and he's clearing triple stack Ancients right now. You use the Typhoon.
Puppet Master on the top lane with the Seismic Slam into the Keeper ultimate.
Oh, Puppet Master. Tempest comes in, doesn't have an ultimate, though. That could have been big right there. The Puppet ultimate going to be used on a Rally, but I think it's going to be fine in the end. Yes, he will be more than fine. Niches filled in enough, but I'm sure Flensmeister just happy to be alive in the end. As, yeah, I got the kind of halfway through as you were commentating on it. I mean, but he survived, so that is the good news. For good old Flensmeister right there. Man, if Tempest had an ultimate, that could have maybe been a little bit different. But
there would have been a kill for sure if Tempest had his ultimate. The Voodoo Puppet was laid down, just not enough damage coming out. Still, they fended off an attempted gank. Keeper root was used, and both teams are going to reset in the end, wiping their hands clean.
God, look at Zephyr, though. This is the Zephyr effect, especially in the hands of Chessie again. 490 gold per minute. Just like that. 11 minutes into this freaking game. Already has 400, getting close to that 500. Oh, boy, oh, boy. Now, I will say, we're commenting last game about the lack of burst damage on Lion Esports Club. I mean, they maybe have a little bit more. Obviously, Pebbles going to
have a lot more in this game. They have Puppet, they have the Voodoo Puppet, and they have Pebbles, man. So, yeah, it would combine with the Red Power Throw, the free Codex onto the Pebbles combo. Yeah, it's a different story here. Still a lot of defensive potential coming out, as we mentioned here on Stay Green. A little bit mitigated because of the Puppeteer's hold and the Puppet Show as well. Maybe potentially on the Zephyr, but we'll have to see how everything pans out.
Obviously, Z-Freak loves to do this, and Emerald Warden's good for the blocking of the Ancient Camps here. He's going to use the Overgrowth in the Ancient Camp and going to go ahead and ideally get that block off. So another reason why they perhaps picked the hero. You do see, Master of Arms going to actually snipe out the last Ancient right there. It's very low on life, using the Courier to scout it and actually gets a free kill right there. So that's going to be a little bit frustrating for Lions, but not the end of the world by any means. Puppet Master, keep looking back at him. It looks like you kind of guessed it.
Whispering Helm, yep.
Yeah, the Whispering Helm, that's definitely a go-to. But I was just looking forward to that Assassin shot, I guess. Wanted to see that burst damage potential and an aggressive Puppet Master. But Whispering Helm's definitely the safer route.
Part of the way the game is played right now, though, you need to make sure you have effective control of your resources. And the Whispering Helm allows him to farm the Ancients better, allows him to farm his woods better, and not to farm behind in more of a static game.
Yeah. Man, oh man. Chessie again just towering over anyone else in this game. Although I will say, you look at Lions, we can't let them get those too much because 3 heroes over 300 gold per minute. That's very respectable for itself. And obviously Pebbles, he's got another nearly 1,300 gold saved up. So you got to start thinking about that portal key coming here in the near future, approaching the 13-minute mark only. So this could be a pretty good portal key timing for him as long as he doesn't die, obviously. And right as I'm saying that, it's and then they're probably kind of just pulling the Ancients right there. and we'll get the stack off. But Pebbles will be fine. But yeah, he could have his portal key here shortly. And
God, that is so much damage, Breaky.
What's that?
The acid bomb on top of the cycle.
Oh,
those neutral camps literally just melt, man.
Melt in the acid. Yeah, that would make sense. And yeah, it's a good combination. And again, triple stack Ancients. Stig is so good at doing this for his teammates. You see the Typhoons put down again. This is going to be a level 11 Zephyr most likely. In fact, there we go. He is on his way to, well, probably going to be an Ice Brand, I would assume. It doesn't seem like Shrunken Head is the route at this point for the Zephyr, but, you know, we'll see.
Well, Shrunken Head is going to help him out against the Voodoo Puppet and against the Puppeteer's Hold, so that would be a big part of why he's going for it as well.
True. 2,100 gold, so by all means, especially with the Mighty Blade, has enough for the Ice Brand, so maybe we'll get our answer here.
I'm just going to call it. Might be wrong, but I'm just going to call it. And Chessie was one of the first efforts I saw to sort of, instead of going for that mock build-up back in the day, him and Limp, the Vanguard brothers, the Hellenelec Legion brothers that just played tank heroes all day long. Chessie was one of the first people I saw to just actually go straight home into Shrunken Head and just make it work. Actually opting to do a little bit of a different advancement path here, having the Mighty Blade for health and getting the Bulwark before finishing his item. And, well, maybe that'll change things up. We'll see.
Well, it's at a decent timing because they were kind of pushing in right here at the top lane, but as soon as Zephyr appears, they're like, maybe not. Again, he's level 11 already. Obviously the highest level in the game. Granted, Puppet Master and Tempest are level 10 over here on the Hellborn side, so at least they got that working for them. We talked about Puppet Master and that immobilization he brings with the Puppeteer's Hold. He still has level 1 of it. It's still a 2.5 second, and the Puppet Show obviously very powerful in its own right. Can be up to a 4-second CC now that it's level 4, so but he does have the level 4 Whiplash obviously on top of that to get the added burst damage and farming potential. But it doesn't look like there's going to be a fight for now at the top lane. In fact, it might turn into Stay Green pushing the top tower themselves. We'll see if Lion Esports Club maybe looks to defend that. But Pebbles is a little bit closer, 1,700 gold. He's trying to get that portal key.
Yeah, and there it is. There it is. He's going to the top lane. They're not going to just go push with 4. They know if they want to go. They don't want to risk a team fight being outnumbered. So, yeah, they're all in here. They have Zephyr as the point man, and very powerful point man he is. He's one of those heroes that even at 500 GPM, say you have a Dark Lady, she's fighting 500 GPM, it's 15 minutes. You can still sort of catch her out and burst her down. Zephyr, not so much.
There's the top tower kill, so Stay Green, absolutely no resistance, and they do have about a 2,100 gold lead right now. But experience rate is overall in favor, despite the Zephyr being as dominant as he is. You know, the rest of the team a little bit further behind him, of course. But again, this is that Zephyr effect that we always refer to. They kind of group up with him. Now they do get a middle tower push. Pebbles does have more than enough gold for his portal key. In fact, he purchases it right there. Is State Green going to continue this push, though? I mean, why not? They're going to go towers at half life already. Again, Pebbles with that portal key. This is the chance for Lions to maybe catch them off guard. He's already ported back to base. Puppet Master still up pushing, though, and so is Tempest. So they're just going to let this tower fall, actually.
I think it would have been a very bad choice to fight against a Zephyr that's snowballing this hard early on.
Yeah.
Puppet Master scales quite well. In my opinion, if he does go to the true late game, can be even much bigger of a beast than Zephyr. Still, only 320 gold per minute compared to Zephyr's 520. So given the same pacing, still no comparison.
Mm-hmm. Pebbles walking towards the bottom lane again now with that portal key. No one really down there for Stay Green at the time being, so just going to go ahead and farm with that. We'll walk right past the water side right here. So any chance of trying to be a little bit surprise factor, I believe he was spotted right there. In fact, now he definitely was. And so no portal key surprise going to be coming out from Pebbles here.
So you mentioned the Assassin's Shroud there, Breaky, and look exactly what the Puppet Master is building up for. Just picked up his broadsword and will be going from there.
Well, it's that or a Ruined Cleaver, maybe even the Rift Shards. No, it's probably going to be an Assassin's Shroud. So, that on top of the obviously when we first really saw him dominant phase in the competitive scene, that was before Genjiro even existed. But now with the Genjiro on top of the Assassin's Shroud, another reason to definitely even go that route eventually. So they do take out the bottom tower, but you look at State Green, group it up as well. They take out the middle tower. So only 17 minutes in, both teams starting to do a bit of tower exchanging right now. I think State Green's going to keep going. I don't know if Lions going to be able to stop this, actually.
Yeah, Lions, they don't want to fight head-to-head, and they're not going to. They have to be careful of port-ins here. Still nothing really that can catch them out. Keeper of the Forest doesn't have a blink. If they see those ports, they should be able to get the hell on out of there.
Yeah, double damage on Zephyr on top of it all. That's a free tower kill. Bottom tower, okay, they at least get the bottom tower. So I guess definitely a fair exchange for Lions. They could be somewhat happy with that. And State Green not going to choose to push into the base, at least just yet. Obviously, they want to perhaps finish that Shrunken Head on Zephyr, which it looks like is what he's definitely going for now, obviously. as he has 2,500 gold saved up. He's going to clear out some Ancients right here. Could very likely have it. In fact, there you go. 3,000 gold. Probably right-click the Shrunken Head and have it delivered to him. So there you go.
Shrunken? Yeah, as you said. Yeah, okay. So otherwise, it's not a lot of kills happening in this game. Both teams, I mean, once again, Lions knows that they cannot take State Green, or they don't want to risk taking State Green in a fight right now when it's not to their advantage to do so. There's not a clear-cut moment of initiation or a window here where they're like, hey, we can go into this fight. We're going to have a better chance of winning than we are getting crushed. It would be a big mistake just to go for a head-on fight right now.
575 gold per minute for Zephyr. Again, it just keeps getting better and better for State Green. Now, at the same time, the overall stats, it's nothing mind-blowing. It's only a 2,800 gold lead right now for State Green. In fact, an experience lead still in favor of Lions. So the overall, not that ridiculous, but Zephyr is definitely damn farmed. Again, already working towards the next item. Portal Key just purchased by Rally right there. Another tower's going to be killed, this time in favor of the Lion Esports Club team. We have still yet to see Pebbles use that portal key, as you're just stating, though. It's more so the opportunity really just hasn't arisen here. So it's not like his fault by any means. And perhaps a smart decision not to force it. But
Z-Freak should be able to pick up his Steam Boots here, as they often do. By Room Lions and State Green both usually allow their supports to get their Steam Boots. Even sometimes helping out with other teammates in order to make sure that happens. And, well, Z-Freak, I mentioned before, level 11, Steam Boots. Yeah. The heal will be damn tanky for a support hero.
Yeah. I was also, okay, so he has a level 4 overgrowth now. That was kind of to be expected. Now it's just, again, does he go for that silencing shot? It makes sense that the longer duration on a single target silence seems like it's pretty powerful. Against wolves, as you said, it doesn't really scale. The 20% movement speeds there. You're getting the scouting purpose at level 1 as well. You're not really looking for those to be doing damage for you as this game moves on. So we'll probably see that silencing shot leveled up here. And with that said, another way to obviously stop a Tempest Ultimate if he gets in there.
Well, yeah, and it has a very long cast range as well. Some heroes like the Glacial Ice Imprisonment, if you're right in the front of the Tempest who's casting the ultimate, if you actually try to walk up to freeze him, you'll get caught in it without being able to get it off.
Yeah.
You sort of have to maneuver around. Silencing Shot, however, 700, you can literally be at the front of Tempest's ultimate, the peak maximum cast range, and you can still cast it from outside of it.
Correct me if I'm wrong, I assume it cannot work against a Shrunken Head target.
No.
Okay, so, yeah, once Tempest gets Shrunken Head, of course, then he will be resistant against that. But, yeah, before he gets it, another way that they can stop it, as we're just referring to. Yeah. So, bottom lane, State Green going to grip him and push it, looks like.
That being said, look at Hanskin's itemization. He's actually going straight for a Shrunken Head, and he's going to have it here in 250 gold breaky.
He is. No portal key, the Steam Boots, the Mystic Vestments, Ring of Sorcery, and that Shrunken Head. Going to be the item list so far for Hanskin, but he needs to think about getting that shortly, or get that shortly, because look at State Green. Will they continue this push is the big question for me. I mean, the trees just spawned from Keeper. It doesn't look like it. They're happy with that tower kill. Another tower, though, being pressured by Lions. So this is tower number 5 if they can successfully do it. It looks like State Green, they're going to clear the Ancients. Are they ultimately going to fall back? Or are they going to let it fall? They are going to let it fall. Man, these two teams just making it a heavyweight bout of just slugging back and forth at towers when it comes down to it. Not really looking to get involved, though, in fights. Is either team, apparently. At least just yet.
Yeah, Shrunken Head is complete right here. And, well, Tempest is going to be looking for 2 windows, either catching the Keeper of the Forest and a couple of his teammates in his initial ultimate. No portal keys, so that's going to be harder. Or the Keeper of the Forest blinking in, not blinking in, but walking up, laying down the route in combination with the Zephyr Typhoon, canceling out of the route with his Shrunken Head, and then catching anyone he can, given the fact that they have no other interrupts.
Yeah. Man, oh man, this is definitely just one of those games where you just kind of feel it in your bones that we're going to have that big epic fight, whether it's that Conqueror pushing into the base somewhere that really just kind of makes it more decisive of who really is going to start taking away with this game. Because, you know, this is that kind of game. You win that big fight, and all of a sudden it could be over after having very little to no action when it comes to the interaction of the two teams. So 22 minutes in right now. Again, go back to not that it's his fault, but Pebble's still yet to take advantage of that portal key in the sense of being able to jump in with it. So, but he's continued to farm. He has another 2,900 gold saved up. And actually heading back to base right now. We'll see what he goes for. Demonic Breastplate. Clicked right there by Jesse. Oh, boy. That's another dangerous item now in the hands of him.
Still only 1,500 max health. A good Tempest ultimate laid down. He's got that Meteor almost maxed out at this point. In combination with the burst damage from his team, the Voodoo Puppet, if he's in the Elemental Void, he's not getting that Shrunken Head off. There's a lot of potential damage coming out, and it is enough to take him out. Yeah. The Assassin Shroud at the same time just finished by Puppet Master, in fact, delivered to him. So, you know, has that tool, both in the sense of obviously more burst damage, but also an escape mechanism if it comes to that. So,
And hell, even more farm potential for him. So good item pickup, no doubt, coming up for Flensmeister on top of the Whispering Helm, of course. That he went for first. Going to just attempt to do some Legion Ancients right here. Or excuse me, his own Ancients, I should say. Zephyr pushing this bottom lane with Keeper of the Forest, it looks like. At least a little bit. They're going to run into the Minotaur that was controlled by the Whispering Helm for Flensmeister. It'll fall back, though, before it gets picked off. Zephyr just getting up a little bit more farm, and will probably fall back. I mean, he's baller right now. He's not too worried about getting jumped at this time, despite pushing up that far. Jesse's feeling pretty comfortable, to say the least. Obviously, he still has a full 10-second duration Shrunken Head ready to go. But you did talk about his life pool isn't the most massive, going the Demonic Breastplate route. So
yeah,
maybe they can take advantage of that. But
well, not a powered up Master of Arms Ultimate as well. Level 1 still does work, but it's not like you're seeing the carry Master of Arms apply the defensive shield here.
Yeah.
Well, level 10 though, it's not too far before he's gonna have the upgraded ulti.
See Bubbles right there. Oop, actually, Shell Surf will connect to Zephyr, but really just kind of scouting it out, see what the deal is, and going to start to fall back. Tempest, in the meantime, going to push up the top lane. Starts to fall back, though. Again, he can't really see what we could see, but feeling that something's up, doesn't want to get jumped, and we'll fall back before anything happens. The bound die on Z-Freak here. He's had it now for a little bit. He's going to throw a Ward of Sight down there. In the meantime, he is still level 7. You notice that he's been that actually for a little bit here, but he does got those steam boots that we talk about. Especially for Stay Green, specifically Z-Freak, getting those steam boots prioritized onto him. What was that?
Look at what Flensmeister's doing. He's trying to scout out there, set himself up to maybe pick off a hero who goes to farm this bottom lane if it ultimately gets pushed out. I'm not sure how long he's going to wait there. I mean, he might have been looking for someone in the first place. Yeah, no, still shrouding past any potential vision coming out from Stay Green, and not that they have any up right here in the bottom part of the map. And not that anyone's even there, but he's on the prowl.
Yeah, he's looking for something on the hunt, but again, it doesn't look like he's going to run anywhere. Pebbles jumps Keeper, but which is kind of a love tap, I guess. No way Pebbles is killing Keeper by himself. That situation. So just lets him know that he's there, and then he falls back. He just wanted to use the portal key, man. He hasn't used it. I think that's the first time he's used it for initiation purposes, at least.
Yeah, Shrunken Head going to be coming out by Pebbles, though, speaking of him. 140 gold away. We'll be there before the next major team clash. This is one of those games where there's a lot of momentum building up. Not too much back and forth early on. Both teams sort of just content to do their own thing. I'm sure Stay Green would have taken a fight if it came to them, but Lions do an excellent job dancing around the situation. And well, it's going to come down to that one big splash. The first major team fight, the victor of that, I expect to see that decide the entire game, honestly.
Yeah. Again, it comes down to, let's say earlier, it really is that it's setting up for that epic clash of the two teams. And a lot of money on the line, man. A lot of money, a lot of pride. Oh, Puppet Master. Okay, he does get the information in time, and he falls back with the assassin shot. He was running into a death trap right there. Yeah. He is really lucky.
Well, I found...
found the team. Stay Green known
for,
team. Of course, being together as a team. So you find one, you can almost guarantee that at least multiple, if not the whole team.
The train tracks.
Yeah,
I'm just joking, of course, but
it's a term that's definitely they've been labeled the pub train strap. But again, it comes down to it's impressive teamwork in the end. It's teamwork, it's synergy, and it gets them victories. You play to win the game.
Exactly.
So that's what it comes down to in the end. So. But right there again, Flensmeister able to react in time and stay away. It looks like he is now going for that Shrunken Head himself. So wants to get a little bit more of a bulkier defensive presence. There's the Ice Brand purchase on Zephyr. So he now picks that up, and here comes the Congo attempt. I see a red power throw coming, so that'll scout it out, but I don't know if Lions is going to stop this.
A little bit of unnecessary damage there. She got War Stomped, or whatever it's called when Kongor lays down the stomp and just slams the ground with the AoE Thunder.
Sure.
Well, yeah, whatever it is. No traps being pushed up here. Port coming out by Master of Arms, maybe to run the distraction. They have to be careful here, though. I'm pretty sure Lions is perceptive of the fact that they're doing Kongor and going to force them off of it.
Yeah, Kongor is still sitting at about half life, I guess just under it, but they do get them off fairly with a good amount of time. Obviously, the last thing you want to do if you're Stay Green is put it very low and then allow Lions to come in and ninja it, so that's the good news for Stay Green at the same time, but yep, Stay Green eventually falls back and not going to secure that Congo kill. So taking, once again, more of a look at just the items in general for both these teams. Gold being pulled up. 3,500 gold about. Coming out for Bubbles, actually. Krebs in here on Bubbles, 310 gold per minute. He's just 0-0-1 right now. He's just been farming fairly well. He's saving up quite a bit of gold. I assume maybe something like that Hellflower here. And just going to just right-click that once he gets the total gold for it. But there's a Shrunken Head rally, by the way, being worked on. I know you love that, Emperor.
Yeah, no, it's I think the best way to build them up. Portal Key after home. I mean, I said it from the beginning when everyone was going Bulwark. I want to see Shrunken Head. I want to see Portal Key. People ultimately did realize, yeah, hey, if we can get Bulwark on another hero, it's probably for the better. I mean, it just works so well. And, well, having a Seismic Slam that's basically uninterruptible is just way too much of a tool to pass up on.
Yes, it is. So, again, though, talk about, I mean, the first game definitely had quite a bit of action, especially from Stay Green's side. Typically, you know, they are known as just an aggressive team in nature, but this game has been more about the push and not really forcing the issue for either team again.
Well, they're being aggressive in their map control and the tower pushing. It's just they're sort of doing the same thing there. And
right there, Krebson got caught out, but a good song got to see the silence rally, and it allows him to ultimately stay alive. That was very close, though. He'll have to go back to base and regen, and again, Stay Green going to go for the Conquer attempt. Red power throw is coming in, and that will give Lions the information. I thought it was actually. Oh, okay, I guess not actually. She doesn't have. It's on 1 second. Okay.
Yeah, they're trying to get back there, but still, Luna taking out the red power throw. Is she going to teleport to get there in time, or is she just going to walk? No Striders in this case. They'd go Steam Boots. It looks like they're committing to the Conquer kill.
Bubbles! Oh, no. I thought he was going to maybe get the ninja off, but it might have been the sacrifice of his life.
Even if he got it, here's the thing. The Cyclone would have done damage to him. He wouldn't have been able to Portal Key back at that point. Pretty sure, so.
Yeah, figuring his life is just more important than maybe sacrificing a token for Stay Green. You just don't want to be thrown in that sense. So,
well, if they can look to avoid fights at this point, I think Lions is content to do that. It'd be a problem if Stay Green actually comes knocking on their door, though, and is feeling confident to take a base push. Frostborn is finished by Zephyr here. No buyback, but with the token, he doesn't really have to worry about that so much.
630 gold per minute now for Zephyr. It just, again, it's just so impressive here for him. It's just towering over everyone in this game when it comes to his farm. But Lions, as a team, Tempest, Puppet, Pebbles, I mean, all doing very well. You got Bubbles at 300 himself. So as a team, they definitely are up there. But Puppet Master, he's got to be close to that Shrunken, by the way. He has 2,000 gold saved up.
Well, part of the problem the token presents, though, is that it allows them to aggressively farm the map and take even greater resource control during this window. And, well, it's been a game that we've seen slowly falling more and more of a gold lead in Stay Green's hands to begin with. So now that they have the token, I'm not sure how Lions is going to respond.
Yeah. Again, the prize pool breakdown for this tournament, $32,000 of the $60,000 going to the first place team. A lot of money on the line here in just what is a 2-day event. You know, ultimately just 2 best out of 5s is what you get if you win here. You know, you go to the best of 5 grand finals, single elimination. So you played the whole season up until this point to make it happen here. Obviously, so 32,000 for first, 16,000 for second, 8,000 for third, and of course 4,000 for fourth place. No matter what, you're leaving home with something, but a lot more money on the top end.
Nullfire Blade being picked up by Master of Arms. That could be a very good defensive tool as well here against this Puppet Master.
Yeah, he's been playing that secondary support, and, you know, the Energizer, Nullfire Blade, I mean, he's actually going to be quite the utility, as Master of Arms usually is here for Stay Green. So, you know, no doubt, as we always like to refer to as well, with a big LAN event like this, there's perhaps a little bit more nerves than usual. If they were online, you know, playing just from their house like usual, or I guess in Lions case even they do play the LAN. So anyways, they point their comfort zone basically. So you know that can tend to mean a little bit not going as risky as they may tend to, you know, which could set up for games like this as well. But again, it's just both teams just playing very sound here. And as a result, here we are 31.5 minutes in. It continues to be a very close split. Bottom lane though, Puppet Master. He has the assassin shot. Gust attempt going to miss right there. He turns around with the hold, but no initiation going to follow it up. But they may push into the base here, actually.
Well, they didn't get the pick off, which I think they were looking for, but yeah, they are gathered here. They know they have that token advantage. They know Zephyr is an absolute monster right now. If they use something like that Voodoo Puppet in order to deal with him, even with the initial lockdown, he's going to come right back up with Shrunken Head and just,
Rally jumping into Demoralizing Roar. Actually, Fledsmeister getting caught out right here. Can Puppet Master get away? There's the Assassin Shot going off right there. He will be fine at the end, it looks like, but he takes a lot of damage. He already used his Shrunken Head. So far, nobody dead. Zephyr is dropping, but again, he has that token of life, obviously, so he's not too worried, but he is going to fall back. And I think Stay Green ultimately is going to retreat. Are they going to do a fake fallback here, perhaps? It doesn't look like it. A couple of traps are down, and that'll be that. So, again, we have our really first team initiation, and go figure, no kills come as a result of it. As both teams fall back from one another. The tower is barely alive, but it is still alive nonetheless. About 247 life, so Not able to make use of the token of life just yet in the sense of, obviously, dying. But he does have 3 minutes left on it. So.
Yeah, they're already positioning back to keep pushing it up. They have 3 minutes left, as you mentioned. That push netted them most of the tower's health, and going right back now, going to force Lions off of the map, back into the base. And, well, it's an effective way of just keeping their resources under control at this point.
Both teams still have all their cooldowns. That's the big thing, too, obviously. You know, perhaps why we saw no kills in the end. I mean, both teams never found the true opportunity to use any of their big cooldowns there.
Master of Arms the only one who used his ultimate, if I'm not mistaken. And
yeah, I believe he did.
Well, see you later, tower.
Yeah, Zephyr just going to easily take this one down. Again, a good amount of damage right there, but knowing that he has a token of life, you don't want to blow too much on finishing him off and ultimately set up the turnaround chance. So, tower will fall right there. The racks are exposed, but they are still well alive and both at full life, of course. Puppet Master kind of going around the outside right here, but he is going to start falling back himself using that Assassin Shroud and going back towards the top lane. No Fireblade is finally actually purchased here by Master of Arms. Yeah.
Huge pickup.
Talking about that. It's going to be big for them. Again, back to the bottom lane. This is where they're going to keep Lion now on their toes here. Really keep them focusing on their base now. Having to worry about that. So Zephyr again in the front lines. The Goose put down for his favor. No Comet just yet. Well, there we go, actually. Meteor put down, and Tempest will start doing work. A little bit of good damage here on Zephyr. Poor coming in for Puppet Master. The melee racks just being tanked by Zephyr up in the front lines. Look at the cuts right there. A load will fall just off the bat. He gets chucked back in right here. Zephyr in a little bit of trouble. He's chasing, though. He doesn't give two craps. Rally finishes off Puppet Master just like that. Bubbles goes down. And as we go, oh, man, it just fell apart for Lion Esports Club right there. No buybacks on Puppet Master especially. That's the big key. Tempest gets pulled in. He still has an ultimate. There's the coming out. He'll eventually fall. Tempest can buy back, but isn't even mattering at this point. Hatcher coming up for Chessie. Pebbles with us still. Limeye's just trying to stay alive. Tempest running in. Again, he has an ultimate, but even at this point, will it matter? They want to finish off Zephyr. Even so, he still hasn't took it for another minute. Tempest going to be pulled in. Tempest will fall once again, and Stay Green maybe taking game number 2 here over Lion Esports Club, putting them up 2-0. Oh, man, that's as we expected. The one fight all of a sudden happens, and, well, one team is now massively ahead.
Yeah, sure. I mean, they just got the 2 pickoffs really early on in that fight. I mean, Flensmeister was pretty much taken out, wasn't able to apply any of his damage. His ultimate is still up. Tempest's ultimate was not able to be used either, and I saw Stalagmites missed at one point. Actually, yeah. the Zephyr may have used a Shrunken Head. I'm not even sure, but either way, that's enough, and way too much momentum now for Stay Green. It looks like it's about to be a 2-0 victory for that man.
Swing bones. You can hear him in the background. I'm dying right there. Damn it, but yeah, I agree with you. Obviously, no GG's coming out yet for Lions, but I don't see that comeback unfortunately happening. Oh, the jump right there. They do kill Zephyr actually, so you get him eventually killed. So maybe Stay Green overstaying the welcome a little too much.
Rally being chased down as well. Pebbles should be able to net this kill here. Uh-oh. Ooh, great play by Keeper of the Forest.
He's going to be fine. Gets the invis. He has a portal key now to use, and we'll probably use it here shortly. So we'll fall back, but again, damage definitely done by Stay Green. The bottom rack's completely cleared out. The melee rack's in the middle clear. The range rack's taking a little bit of damage even. Zephyr on top of it all. He's level 21, by the way. That's 4 levels higher than the Puppet Master here on the Hellborn team. And he has 5,400 gold saved up on top of that. So,
I have slots to
yeah.
deal with it. Yeah. Super KGE, though, picking out Z-Freak. You did have the tablet, Nullfire Raid, level 2, picked up by Master of Arms. 11,000 gold, though. It's Zephyr, man, he's so far ahead of everybody in this game.
Yeah, it's he's been that way the whole game, and of course it showed for Stay Green. I mean, you look back at the fight, what happened right there? You talked about the early picks. I mean, Zephyr, it's just it's a double-edged sword, man. It's like, what do you do if your Lion's there? Do you just let him pound away your racks and, of course, eventually kill it, or
no?
You got to go in. You got to go in. But Zephyr, knowing how tanky he was, he had the token. Even he was being the aggressor at times, and it just Lions just simply could not do anything against that. Alex and the Malphite purchased by Zephyr as soon as he resurrects, by the way. So. Well, he just got even more damn tankier, and that probably means, obviously, a Helm of the Black.
There's the Behemoth Sergeant.
Yep. There you go.
All in.
Yep. Yeah, he doesn't need a buyback when he has
top lane being rushed to right away. They're eager to end this game out. They know they can at this point. Zephyr is just way too tanky. Still has the Elemental Void up by Tempest, but with the other lanes pushed up, the defense is going to be rough.
Yeah. So he's going to lead the way, as you mentioned. In the meantime, Lions, again, what do you do here? They're going to try to do a little bit of a counter push themselves, push out the bottom lane. Obviously, knowing that the racks, the bottom, especially both of them, cleared out, so that creep wave naturally going to be progressed more for Stay Green. So pushing it back while they prepare now for the top lane to be pushed. Obviously, this just puts you behind. That's the reason why rack skills are so important. Flensmeister, again, he had the shrunken head. He used it. It kept him alive initially. Eventually, he fell, though.
He was already pretty low by that point, though.
Yeah. Oh, we see a jump right here, actually. Luna kind of in an awkward spot. She's going to start running away. Pebbles jumps into the Zephyr. There's that Tempest ultimate. Pulling a Zephyr. Going to be stopped. No, it's a full duration, actually. And Zephyr may fall. Ew. That's going to be big right there. In comes our River, keeping the forest. In the meantime, we do see Kona Luna and a Pebbles. Puppet Master still alive in the background, putting in some damage, but still, even with Zephyr dead, Stay Green looking pretty damn good. Obviously, Lions blew everything on Zephyr right there. Hey, they got the kill, but there's still the rest of the team to worry about. So, Stay Green took care of
they killed Zephyr Breaky, but what?
But at what cost? Yeah. Yeah, it seemed like that was a hole for Lions, but.
Well, they just had to commit so much to killing him. It allows room for his teammates to apply damage in response, and at this point, they have enough farm to do so.
Yeah. Puppet Master, I mean, his damage output, again, I'm sure it's solid, but again, they blew everything on Zephyr right there.
Looking at the damage charts, it's actually kind of funny to see in this
there.
game, but it's just, it all came down to that one team fighting. They had a couple skirmishes back and forth. Nothing really happened in that one major base fight in bottom lane. Stay Green did what they needed to do to seal the deal, and moving forward from there.
I kind of wonder if maybe our Hellborn team Lions can maybe try to ninja Kongor. I mean, no, really. Zephyr is going to be back up shortly too. So I was going to say Root's down, Zephyr's still dead, but yeah, it's with your base being pushed in. I guess it's not realistic at all here. So they're going to start to get pushed out. I mean, look at the buyback situation too. Krebson, yeah, he's bought back twice, so he's completely out. Hanskin with the one buyback down.
As long as their base is up, they have no reason to concede here. It's the grand finals. They're not wanting to go down without a fight. And well, Puppet Master, he does have his Warhammer. I'm curious to see if that's actually going to be what I think it's going to be.
Thunderclaw?
Oh, and it's actually probably at this rate it's a Savage Mace that you ultimately want. But a Thunderclaw, a charged hammer could be effective on him.
Yeah. Again, it's a case of, do you think you're going to have enough farm time for a Savage Mace at this rate over a Thunderclaw, which you definitely get a lot sooner. It's
right, the next team fight's going to decide a lot of the rest of the pacing of the game. And if he
maybe it'll just come down to that. If they realize the team fight's going to happen, just purchase what you can, because saving up our buyback at this point, I don't think it's going to do too much in the end.
No.
Just kind of go all in that sense. Again,
he has the gold to buy it if he wanted it, though, so
yeah, true.
Leaning itself more towards that Savage Mace pickup, which in this late game phase would be superior.
Now Zephyr actually just finished his Shaman's Headdress, so he's had the Mystic Vestments this whole time, but now he just got even 6 more Magic Armor from the Shaman's Headdress, of course. Or it's 5 more Magic Armor, excuse me. But Zephyr got the Shaman's Headdress, yeah. Just delivered, so big for him as there you go. Got that now, and even more bulkier if that was even possible. Sitting at 3,000 life, of course. On top of that, obviously around the Kongor pit, games like this will tend to be that. But hey, Stay Green's like, yeah, no, we're going to try to flank you now. Figuring that's what's happening. Oh, they got a word set on Pebbles the whole time. Krebson trying to be sneaky. Silencing shot comes out. Daddy goes Pebbles with a good combination, but the follow-up just isn't there. In comes our Root, going over, keeping the forest. Pebbles, oh, the Tempest ultimate actually has to pull them in. A big Tempest ultimate do the other damage out, but it just doesn't look like it. Hanskin's going to fall. Puppet Master doing everything that he can, but the Whiplash only 1 every 5 attacks, of course. He is now on the run with the Assassin Shroud. And again, Stay Green just comes out on top. So Lions, they're just almost hanging in there in the thread, but just not able to pull through in the end. And
right. Well, here's the Kongor attempt, Seismic Slam, and the Master's Call still up if they want to try to get another pick off.
Yeah.
Crucial hero of Tempest being down and the Elemental Void on top of that. He has the buyback, but no Elemental Void.
Yeah. Puppet Master going to actually pour back to base right here. He's deep in enemy territory. Not going to risk being that far and just wants to get back to base some regen. But yeah, Kongor is going to fall here. You see some Lion players kind of heading over, but you wouldn't think that anything's going to happen. In fact, there you go. Master of Arms actually picking up the token, so figuring, he's the one with the open slot. Hell, you got, but I don't even know if we mentioned this, but the rest still stone on Keeper, by the way. So he's had that for a little bit now, I believe. But
yeah.
Got that on him, and, Master of Arms just happy to be the one with an open slot. And inventory slot, excuse me there. So picks up the token. This is looking like a carry Master of Arms all of a sudden. This is your secondary support. Who's turning now to, he's dishing out some good damage. No Fireblade Firebrand here.
Yeah, 300 gold per minute, really, it's not that far behind when you compare it to the Hellborn team. He's still one of the, well, I'm not going to say one of the better farmers in the game, but in a typical game, 300 GPM at 42 minutes is going to net you a healthy pool of items. And no surprise, the team sort of evolved there, getting really close to that Geometer's Bane.
Yeah, so looking pretty good there. 43 minutes now into this game. Again, Lions just simply hanging in there. As you said, you're in Las Vegas. You're playing a best out of 5. A lot of money's on the line, the pride factor and everything. This is what you've been working up for so long. You know, every right to keep this playing. But here we go. They're going to go for the jump chance right here. Zephyr going to be initiated on. A big initiative right there. Comes that counter at the first of 2, I'm sure. Going to be coming out shortly. Tempest getting countered. He will eventually fall right there. Puppet Master just being locked down. He can't even put out auto attacks here. Down goes Aluna. Down goes Puppet. GG well plays being called. And Stay Green will take game number 2 as well over Lion Esports Club. Again, it is a best out of 5, so it ain't over just yet, but man, oh man, it is difficult times ahead here.
Impressive teamwork showing through for Stay Green, just maintaining composure that entire game. I think, the game was close, but I felt like Lions was sort of on the run the entire time.
Yeah.
Stay Green was going right up, pushing the middle lane. Lions was sort of avoiding fights, trying to get to that later game phase where Puppet would become a really dominating force.
Yeah.
Zephyr just had way too much farm, man. Chessie showing that he can play more than just that jungle role, and Stay Green showing that they're quite unpredictable still as a team. Swindlemelon's playing that secondary support role, their jungler coming out and being the carry, Emerald Warden support, and making it work without a jungler. That was really impressive.
That's true, man. That's true. You know, that no jungler, the Emerald Warden support, and he definitely had his impact. The silencing shot, as we talked about, as we even saw, very effective. The overgrowth, I mean, it's hard to keep track of that as the whole game goes on, of course, but you said it from the very beginning. He was already blocking camps. I'm sure he kept that up throughout the game, both in the Ancients and the regular camps. It's just a very annoying hero. So both teams, they do bust out curveballs in the sense, the Puppet Master and the Emerald Warden, but makes it work.
Well, I was talking to Lions yesterday, and it's something that everybody knows, but you don't stop Zephyr early on. You know, Zephyr's going to stomp you out. It's not stopping it. And you know, I was hoping to see if they would have the burst, maybe some way to deal with him as the game went on. As we said before, though, I didn't feel like they were going into that game planning on picking Puppet. Stay Green sort of put it in the pool, and in response, they saw the immobilize, they saw it was against the rally, they knew they could use it effectively enough, or at least they felt like that, and sort of changed up their game plan and ran something a little bit different.
Yeah. Well, again, so Stay Green, it's got to be a tough spot, obviously, if you're Lion Esports Club. I mean, here it is. You were the underdogs coming in. You know, the 4 seed. You were coming off of behind in the sense of winning those playoffs and everything. But now you're down 2-0 against Stay Green. I know that they're here. They're just having fun in general. So at least, you know, I'm sure spirits are still somewhat high. But it's, you know, this is it. I mean, you lose here. Granted, there's still a chance for even more money in the third place match. But obviously, it starts with one game at a time. I know it's easy for us to say, but if you're Lions, take it one game at a time. Start with this game. See what you can make happen. But
still, they're on the fence. If there's a time for desperation tactics, it's here. If they're out here, they are not capable of winning the grand finals. They're going to that third place matchup. They have to do something, man. They are backed up against the wall in this matchup.
It's again, well, what do you do though? Is the question. I mean, I want to see Berserker.
It's something everybody's trying to figure out. You want to see Berserker?
They just need to pick random heroes just for the sake of picking
I
random
would say
heroes
that's not.
and see what happens. That's what I want to have.